Is payday the best day of the week or the most stressful? You've worked hard, and now the money's finally in your account. Maybe you're thinking about a nice dinner, treating yourself to something new, or just enjoying the fact that, for a moment, your balance looks good. But before you know it, it's gone, and suddenly you're counting down the days until the next paycheck, wondering where it all disappeared to. Welcome back to Empower and Thrive. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. It's frustrating, and it can feel like no matter how much you earn, it's never enough. But today, we're changing that. I'm walking you through 7 things you should do as soon as you get paid to take control of your money, build financial security, and actually make your income work for you. Let's get started. Step 1. Find your financial baseline. Most people avoid looking at their finances because it feels overwhelming, and that's exactly why so many struggle. In fact, 64% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck, often because of something called mental accounting. This is when we mentally separate money into different categories instead of seeing our finances as a whole. Ever received a tax refund and thought, great, bonus money, and spent it on something fun? That's mental accounting in action. In reality, that refund is just money you overpaid to the government. It's not a bonus, it's yours. The solution? Track your money. Open up a budget tracker and list every expense, rent, groceries, subscriptions, even those sneaky little purchases you pretend don't count. This will give you a clear picture of where your money is actually going. From there, you can identify your financial baseline, the absolute minimum you need to cover necessities. I learned this lesson the hard way back when I was in university. Money seemed to disappear every week, and I couldn't figure out why. One day, I sat down, opened a spreadsheet, and laid out everything. That's when I realized just how much was going toward things I didn't even value. Knowing my baseline, the minimum I needed to survive, was a game changer. It gave me clarity and control, something I'd never had before. Step 2. Cut unnecessary expenses. This is the part most people don't like, but it's essential. Once you know your baseline, look at what's left and start cutting. This means canceling subscriptions, rethinking your entertainment budget, and saying goodbye to anything that doesn't serve your financial goals. It might feel painful at first, but trust me, it's worth it. Ideally, your baseline expenses should be under 50% of your total income. If it's higher, find ways to cut back. Do you really need that apartment with the extra bedroom that never gets used? Trimming unnecessary costs gives you the flexibility to build real financial security. Cutting back doesn't mean depriving yourself, it means making room for the things that actually matter. Step 3. Build an emergency fund. I talk about this in nearly every video, and for good reason. An emergency fund is what keeps you from relying on credit cards or loans when life throws unexpected expenses your way. So many documentaries about homelessness show people living in their cars, sharing how one medical bill, a car accident, or a sudden job loss was the trigger that sent them spiraling financially. For some, having an emergency fund could have been the difference between staying afloat and losing everything. Imagine having 6 months' worth of expenses saved up, knowing that if you lost your job, got injured, or faced a surprise bill, you'd be fine. That's the kind of financial peace of mind you want. Emergencies will happen. The question is, will you be prepared? Step 4. Tackle debt. Debt is one of the biggest barriers to financial security. Credit card balances, car loans, payday loans, it all adds up, and before you know it, a huge chunk of your income is going toward interest instead of your future. Let's say you have $6,500 in credit card debt with a 19.5% interest rate. If you only make the minimum payment, it will take you 8 years to pay off, and you'll pay over $6,000 in interest in addition to your loan amount. That's why paying off high-interest debt should be a top priority. 2 methods work best: the avalanche method, where you pay off the highest interest debt first, and the snowball method, where you pay off the smallest debts first for quick wins. When I was tackling debt, I used a simple spreadsheet to track my progress. Every payment I made, I updated the balance. Watching the numbers drop kept me motivated, and once I was debt-free, my financial situation completely transformed. Step 5. Start investing. After paying off debt, it's time for step 5, start investing. A lot of people think investing is complicated, like you need to watch the stock market all day, but that's not the case. Investing is what turns your money into wealth over time. Albert Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, and for good reason. The stock market historically returns about 7% per year. If you invest $6,000 a year from age 25 to 65, you could end up with over $2.5 million. But if you just saved that money under your mattress, you'd only have $240,000. That's the power of investing. The best place to start investing is with your employer's 401k, especially if they offer a match. That's free money. If your employer matches 3% of your salary and you contribute that, they'll give you an extra $2,700 a year if you make $90,000. After that, consider opening a Roth IRA, which lets your money grow tax-free. And if you still have extra to invest, a regular brokerage account is a great option. The key is consistency. Don't try to time the market. Instead, start investing a fixed amount every paycheck, no matter what the market is doing. Over time, this strategy helps smooth out the highs and lows and ensure steady growth. Step 6. Value your time. Money comes and goes, but time, you can't get that back. In economics, this is called opportunity cost. If you spend 3 hours grocery shopping every Sunday, but you could make $200 freelancing in that time, it might be smarter to pay for grocery delivery. The same goes for anything else that eats up your time unnecessarily. Think about where your time is going. Are there tasks you can outsource or automate? Could you be using your time to learn a new skill, increase your income, or just enjoy life more? Your time is worth more than you think. Step 7. Automate your finances. Decision fatigue is real. If you manually pay your bills, transfer savings, and invest every month, you'll eventually forget or make mistakes. The best way to stay on track is to automate everything. Set up direct deposits, automatic transfers to savings, and auto-pay for bills. This way, you don't have to think about it. Your money is always working for you in the background. By following these steps, finding your financial baseline, cutting unnecessary expenses, building an emergency fund, tackling debt, investing, valuing your time, and automating your finances, you'll be setting yourself up for long-term success. It might feel overwhelming now, but every small step you take brings you closer to financial freedom. And here's the thing, you're probably doing better than you think. Every choice you make to improve your finances adds up, even if it doesn't feel like it yet. Keep taking action, stay patient, and before you know it, you'll be in a position you never thought possible. Until next time, keep thriving.